This one's from my elderly. I was watching this documentary, and I looked into his eyes and I was like, I remember you and I know you. I was like, if you were still around, I'd bring you food, cakes, company. It wouldn't mean anything to you, though. It'd be a sign of respect. What you really want is to jump again, to run around, to be able to do what you used to do. There's been so many that have helped me out. In the back of my mind, I was like, you could be jealous because I can walk and I can run and I can do all these things, but you're not jealous. You're just good. You're not angry. You just want to help. Those are the hardest. When I encounter someone like that and they're just like, Lord, half of them, why am I here? Why am I still doing this? The other half, but you will be done. You okay? Those are the hardest. And I look at them. I know you want to run again. I know you want to jump again. I can do that. Are you ready? The spirit doesn't often match the vessel it's in. And that, to meet a really good person, and oftentimes they are older. But are they living? I know what's awaiting them. An amazing life. I'll make sure of it. At that moment, that's a hard one. But you always see the truth in their eyes. They're doing it for someone else. They're not living for themselves anymore. I've sat down with them and eventually. So, let me make this plain. A lot of times they'll watch some 25-year-old that's a complete piece of shit just run around with everything that they wish they had. Because they are a complete piece of shit. That's why I said it. But they're like, why is that 25-year-old running around and I'm not? Like, all these thoughts go through their heads. I feel them right next to them. I'll say it again, because that 25-year-old is a complete piece of shit and will be a complete piece of shit till they're like 75 or 80. But they watch it. And for a split second, it seems like life isn't fair. But hold on. God is always good. You know this. And then you say, Lord, I didn't live the greatest life. Many say that. Compared to who? And by the way, that piece of shit won't have a great life. It's called justice. Just don't look at somebody else like they have a better life than you. If you're right with the Lord, you have the best life possible. Justice happens. And then, as always, you say, Lord, that piece of shit is my 25-year-old granddaughter. Like I wouldn't know. Me being a judge I could be like, how did you raise your daughter? That stops a lot of arguments, right? This is why everybody calls me an asshole. Truth is truth. But for you, hold on. Watch me turn this beautiful. Before I became a judge, I was just like everybody else. Normal Christian. Love everything in sight. You've done nothing wrong. You exist. You deserve to be loved. Then I went behind the scenes. And then I was like, actually, what you deserve, what I just saw, that facade that I was loving ain't really you. Truth has that pesky way of like showing up, right? I remember this one time I had an apartment. There was an elderly man next to me. And I went to church. I said, I feel like God wants me to talk to this elderly man. I don't think he's saved. Guy comes up to me. He's like, give him this Bible and read this part. There's a parable that Jesus once taught. It was about a friend. I've done you no disservice. I promised them this wage, and I'm paying you the same wage. Am I not a generous king? Do I not have the right to do what I want to with my money? Because everybody was upset. Well, we've been working for this long. And this person's only been working for an hour. But you're paying us the same. And I was talking to him. And I had a TV. And I was giving him my TV. And I was putting everything in his house. And mustering up the courage to witness. And I was... Do you know, it's like, I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything like that. He looks at me. Do I know where I'm going to go when I go to heaven? That's what you're asking. He said, yeah. I know where I'm going. If there were only two colors, how simple would that be? Because I know the truth. As much as I would love to believe it, and if you want to know the truth, and I don't think many of you do, it's a good thing that I didn't know, because there would have been a totally different conversation. This pesky thing called truth that keeps getting involved. No, it's not even close to the truth. Did he make it to heaven? I would know, right? An entire life testified otherwise. So, if you was going to make it to heaven, he'd have been talking to me. So, you spend an entire life of talking to people that aren't going to make it. And you know this, right? I wouldn't say your heart gets hardened, but there are 7.5 billion people on the planet. That person exists for a split second. So, when I'm talking to my elderly that I actually know, and they can let go, and they can... I prayed for my granddaughter. I prayed for my... Yeah, I messed up. But I tried my best. After I reached a certain age. Like, I'm gonna judge every single aspect of your life. You guys don't understand this. There's nothing you're gonna get away with. I'm gonna be like, okay, you were praising me, and you were praying to me, and you were reading the Bible at what age? Then what were you doing? Then I'm gonna be like, you see how this stacks up? That's why I've gotten so frustrated, because I've been like, the people you think are righteous aren't. And they're not going to get away with anything. You're not going to get away with anything. I can promise you. I know every aspect of your life. It's not only insulting, it's just stupid. I don't care how old you are. But to my elderly that have actually, like, I'm not going to say lived a good life, because not one of them would say they did. But I would say, I've watched you. And I know you. Well done. It was a hard battle. Heaven for you will be, don't worry about running and jumping. I guarantee you, you'll be doing more than that. So, to my elderly that I know, and I understand your prayers, and the things you desire, the real things you desire. The things they won't let you know. I hear, Lord, I'm tired of living. And then usually well, people need you. Thank you, Lord. How do you live an entire life and you think only about yourself? Even if you do something good. All I'm only doing is good, so they tell me thank you and I relieve some guilt. Seriously, man. So it's about the spirit, it's not about the age. Once you undergo that transformation, it's not your fault. I've had many elderly come to me and they were like, hey, you're just like my son and or my grandson. He loves the Lord, but he's locked up right now. This makes sense, huh? Well, we're going to bring him to you, like when he gets out. When he gets out. Do you know what he's going to do when he gets out? Probably stay at your house. Come back about 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk or high. And you'll deal with the same thing you were dealing with before he went into incarceration. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is reality. Why are you going to let him stay with you? I'm looking out for you. Do I ever say this? No. I just look at them. That's what I'm thinking. I was like, you're going to let him torture you some more. Because people don't understand there is a different spirit. We are in different times. And they don't have my spirit. And you will have to go through your life and decide what you want to decide. If you are covered by the blood and you understand you have salvation and you are right with God, you have nothing to worry about. If you don't, you have a lot to worry about. But to my faithful elderly, thank you. I promise you. You are not forgotten. I know my friends. I know my people. There are things that can happen. Do not fear. I know a lot of you are. It's win-win. And I will remember. Throughout my life, I've been sent to do one or two things. Reward somebody or take vengeance. There haven't been many, but I can promise you, the faithful elderly I took care of. So I like healing. There are many aspects to healing, but let's make it simple. I'll take away your pain. You're tired and you need rest. I know the other things, and I'm working on that for now. Let's worry about you. I love you. More than you know.